What is the best way for you to make money? Each of us has a unique way and method and strategy in order to earn income, to create money, to increase wealth in our lives. The question is, which element is your money style? So in this video, we're going to go over the 4 different types of elements that really impact your relationship with money, as well as how you generate money and just your style of work in general. My name is Desiree DeLune, acupuncturist, herbalist, and astrologer, and I deal with all things when it comes to elemental medicine to ensure that you have a free and easy flow of qi to improve your health, your body, your spirit, and your emotional well-being. In order for this video to be very meaningful to you, it is going to require you to go and find your birth chart. You can go to astro.com or astro-seek.com, put in your birth data, which also includes your birth time. This is very important. And you will see all of the houses. It's got numbers, and then you'll have the signs around it. So what I want you to do is you can pause a second, go get your birth chart, and then come back and we're gonna go over your very important money areas of your natal chart. So if you look at your natal chart, you wanna look at the 2nd house, the 6th house, and then the 10th house. These 3 houses do create this trine, and they are very much so about your money, all things around your money. Now, what I really want you to look at between the 2nd, 6th, and the 10th house is what element is over those houses. And they're all going to be the same one. It's all either going to be a fire sign or an air sign or an earth sign or a water sign. And this is how we're going to determine your elemental style of money. Look, there are so many ways to earn income. There are so many types of business that could be possible. There are so many jobs out there. However, you don't want to do everything. You're not here to master everything. And you want to be engaged in the work activities as well as your methods and strategies that is going to be easeful and only going to create more flow and circulation and growth and possibilities and open doors. But when we start trying to chase after the methods and ways that are not in alignment with our natural elemental money style, then we are going to create more friction. We are going to create stagnation. We're actually going to be closing doors in the process, which is the opposite of what we want. So if you're frustrated with your money and you're frustrated with the lack thereof, or just the sheer amount of effort that it requires to get the little that you have, and that's irritating you, then if you look at your natal chart, that will open some doors for you and give you some insight and wisdom and clarity into the proper ways for you to interact with money. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about each of these houses, 2nd house, 6th house, and 10th house, and it's going to give us a little insight because they're slightly different even though they're connected to money. Now, your 2nd house, this is known as the money house. This shows us our financial patterning. This shows us our actual relationship, our personal relationship with money. It also shows us what we value and what we care about and the things that we will spend our money on. And it also shows us our natural skill sets when it comes to money. This is a really great place to look at when you are wanting to know, how can I generate money easily for myself? And so we want to look at the element that's there and the sign that's there. Look, this can get very nuanced and very detailed, but today's video is more of like a general overview so you understand each of the 4 elements and dive into specifically the elements that cover your money houses. So the 2nd house, just to recap, it has to do with your attitude around money. It has to do with your skills so that you can quickly generate money and income. It has to do with just your financial patternings, your relationship with money. Are you an easy spender? Are you a saver? Things like that. And it just tells us what we value in general, the things that we're going to spend our money on. It also tells us about how we value ourselves. So what within yourself do you value and that you cherish? And that's a very important component, because once you value your worth, then that will also shine and influence your ability to receive that money, to have a great exchange of value with the outside world. So that is your second house. And then we're going to go ahead and look at our sixth house, okay? And you'll see, remember, all three are going to be of the same element, but they will be their own unique signs though. And every element has 3 signs attached to it. And so when we take a look at the sixth house, this is going to give us information on our work style. How do we work? What is the nature of how we work in the workplace or within our own business, for example? It will represent the people that we work with as well. Who are the types of people that we're going to be surrounded by. So this is like your everyday habits and patterns and the way that you work, the style in which you work, okay? So, which is very important. It's a very important piece of information to know when it comes to your money too. Now, the last house we're going to take a look at is your 10th house. And your 10th house, this is the most public part of your house. This represents your public persona. It also is your public roles. And it's your career. This is the house of your career. So you want to include whatever sign, as well as planets, but we're not going to go into planets today, but you want to include the essence of that sign over your 10th house when it comes to your bigger career. You know, what is this big picture that you're shooting for? What are going to be the great achievements within your work life? So this is where you kind of get the greater picture of what you are meant to do and designed to do. So when you add all of these components together, this gives a nice picture. Even if all we know are the elements and the signs over this house, over these houses, this gives us a very nice picture, a clearer picture of how we are to move when it comes to money in our lives. All right, well, if you have fire sign over those 3 houses, let's first talk about the qualities and the characteristics of fire. We have this element here that is very inspirational and has this deep need to act. It just wants to act. It needs to move. I mean, if you can just think of fire, it's a very active element. It's a very active sign. So it wants to start things. It wants to trailblaze. It needs to pioneer things. It takes risks, especially if you have Aries as one of your money houses. It likes to be bold and courageous, and it's not afraid of crises or emergencies. It has so many leadership qualities. I mean, amongst all of the 3 fire signs, there's a lot of leadership. So you are the one to take people along and inspire them and motivate them, encourage them, support them, love on them, and take them to this grander vision, this grander mission. So it needs tons of action, and it needs freedom to do so. It needs a lot of freedom to do so. So being an entrepreneur or being a CEO or like management position types would do really, really well under this fire sign. Other aspects of fire is that it needs excitement, it needs fun, it needs adventure, it needs freedom. I mean, it is not one that needs to be told what to do. So when it comes to your money, you have a way for it. You doing your own thing, being an entrepreneur is highly recommended. Not that you have to be, but you're going to have a tendency to want to create things. There's a lot of creativity here, especially with Leo, and you're just going to want to lead. You're going to want to take charge and be the first one out there to discover new things too. So very active, very fun, very creative, inspirational, go-getter, and not afraid of, some bumps in the road, and not afraid of walking the unknown, or some of the qualities of fire sign when it comes to your money. Well, for those of you who have Earth element over your money houses, this includes Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And remember, they could be arranged in, different ways depending on what your ascendant sign is. But you would have these three signs, which are all part of the earth element within your money houses. Now, earth element is very stable, very practical compared to when the fire sign previously that needs a lot of action and energy and excitement and thrill and adventure. This one likes stability, predictability, something very practical and grounded and tangible as well. Just looking at Taurus, it's ruled by Venus, and it likes sensual things. It likes things that are luxurious, that are of high quality, good craftsmanship. So it cares about quality very, very much. And then you have Virgo, which is very hardworking. It needs to be of great service and needs to progress and improve upon something. It's super analytical as well. So mastery, getting better, becoming an authority in something, becoming an expert in something. An example would be like being a chef, a high-end chef. So that is a skill that can be mastered over many, many years and improved over many years. So it cares very much so about being the best of the best, and it is not afraid of putting in the effort, the energy, the time, the hard work. Earth element has more of a long-term mentality. It isn't for immediate gratification. I mean, it can really deny the self from, just immediate gratification in general. So it has very much so this patience and willingness to set aside these short-term rewards and fun things in order to build something very important for the future. It wants to leave a legacy of sorts. So just know that earth element signs, we're not going to be taking major risks with our money, thinking more long-term investments, also more physical things, like tangible physical things like gold, silver, maybe property. You're going to feel more safe with investing in things that are physical in nature, to give you an idea. So that's our earth element. So let's take a look at our air signs that are over our money houses. Now, I have air signs over my money houses. I have a very personal experience of this one. This is going to include Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius over your second, sixth, and 10th houses. Now, with air signs need to have conversations. It has a deep need to connect and to communicate all kinds of information. It likes to bring people together. There is like a humanitarian quality here as well. And it wants to kind of pollinate information. It'll take in really important ideas, important nuggets of information, digest it and find what's really important, and then disseminate that information to whoever needs to know about it and understand it. There may be a lot of speaking, teaching, writing, reporting, those kinds of activities. Anything that has to do with communicating information in some way, shape, or form, whether it is, like I said, through speaking or writing, those are all going to be very important for air signs. So air signs know how to find quality information and make sure that it's valuable and useful, and it is bringing harmony and it's bringing peace to people. You also have the interest in being fair as well. So fairness, equality, peace, harmony, connection are some of those things that air signs care a lot about. And especially with Aquarius being part of the mix here, Aquarius is looking for something better. It's looking for efficiency. It's looking for optimization. It's looking for the betterment of the whole. And it usually finds methods and strategies that are very out of the box, that are not popular already, that are not mainstream. So if you have a little bit of poke the box element about you, it's because when it comes to your money and wanting to come out of the conventional norms, then that's why. It's because you have Aquarius as part of the mix when it comes to your relationship and your interaction with money. Okay, and lastly, we have our water element sign. So if you have water elements, which include Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces in some arrangement over your 2nd, 6th, and 10th houses, then you are going to be very creative, very imaginative, also incredibly nurturing, very caretaking, loving, supportive to the people that you're interacting with. Water element really does need some deep emotional bonds. That is important that they have that very intimate quality connection. It isn't by any means a superficial interaction when it comes to water elements. So, being a counselor of some kind, a therapist, a coach, but we're talking about very intimate, deep transformation kind of work, works very well with the water element. And there's so much imagination and creativity here because Pisces has a deep sense of spirituality and a deep connection with other realms and other dimensions. So possibly spirituality of some kind or psychology of some kind may be a part of the mix when it comes to the water element sign. And fire element is not the only one that's passionate. There is a lot of passion that comes from water element as well, especially with Scorpio as being part of the mix. It is so intense, very passionate to the point of possibly being obsessive. If you love being a detective and just digging and digging and digging and investigating and learning like the why underneath the why underneath the why, it's because water element is part of your money makeup here. So it's a very intelligent sign because it feels and sees things in multiple layers, in multiple dimensions. So the depth that water element provides, that is needed for many types of work, is very rich and it's very deep. And because there is such a depth of connection with other realms and with people as well, we can see intuition being very high here. So if you are in a work field that requires empathy and very high level of intuition, then this makes a lot of sense with water over your money houses. And also with that level of depth and connection, you're going to see artists here as well too. So if you're very imaginative, creative, artistic, that would make sense with water in your money houses. I hope this was very valuable for you, and realize that there is a particular way for you to make money, to earn money, to grow money. There is your style. And this is just step one. We are going over just the basics, just the elements of your money style. There are definitely more pieces to consider, but this is the first piece that you should have some basic understanding and clarity on. So go ahead and look and see what element is over your 2nd, 6th, and 10th, and then learn those signs, study those signs, and that's going to give you more insight into how you are meant to make money. Because when you make money in the proper way, in the way that works for you, that money is delicious. And when you're making money outside of your elemental style, then it's going to be hard. It's going to be like so much frustration, grief-stricken, painful suffering involved when it comes to money. And right now in the season that we're in, we need to start removing these roadblocks. We need to start removing what is blocking and preventing us from making money in a generative way, in a nourishing way, rather than a draining, life-sucking way. So thanks so much for watching this. Stay tuned. I'm going to have more videos around this topic, as well as just astrology in general, because it is absolutely a topic I love, and this is still elemental medicine, which is the foundation of Chinese medicine as well. And make sure to like, subscribe, share down below in the comments. What is your element? What is your element? Is it fire? Is it air? Is it water? Is it earth? What is your money element? Do let us know, and even let us know what house has what sign over it too, for each of the 2nd, 6th, and 10th. And I'll make sure to ring that bell as well so that you get notified whenever a new video is up. Thanks so much for watching.